watching Weasel News.
Good evening, San Andreas. I'm James Hill. I'll be your host for this evening's election. We've had a great race so far, and we're really excited to be able to get really into this, to be able to tell you who your newest governor and lieutenant governor, as well as this Congress. Before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to our vendors this evening. Security is provided by the Ardent Fellows and the Resolute chaps over at SecuraServe. Catering is provided by Dirty Dogs. And then afterwards, the DJ here is, as you can see to my left, DJ Angel. So yes, we've got a very exciting evening ahead of us. All candidates, I'm sure, very exciting, be they here or be they watching from home. So let's get right into it. Immediately, straight off the bat, I can already tell you that we've already begun the first count. So this is the current tally, that is. So bear in mind that we're still waiting to get more results in as we go, and this is round one. So we'll start off with the state representative candidates. So in the lead at the moment, we have Parker Baker leading with 30.09 of the current vote. So currently in the lead, that is. Second, we have Maximilian von Karma, 29.2. Erica Exeter Blue with 15.04. John Coronado, current member of the legislature, I should say, John Coronado, 12.83. And tied with Mr. Coronado is Delsin Locke, similarly with 12.83. So this evening, we'll be getting rounds of ballots as we go through. So there'll be a series of rounds, and then afterwards we'll be able to announce the candidates as we go through. As you know, we use a ranked choice voting system, so we will see who gets in, and then afterwards we'll announce as soon as we know. In between, we'll have a few interviews with some different people, chat with some serving members of the government, as well as some people who are politically savvy, let's say, and see if we can get some takes going on this evening. So right, thank you so very much, and we will be back when we've got something more. Please stay tuned for more. Oh, actually, yes. My apologies. I forgot about the governor ones. This is my first time. Unfortunately, you don't have Bill Smith. You've got to deal with the other British guy. So we've got also the governor results that are also in. Currently leading Owen Kandinsky with 54.46. Together, trailing behind, of course, Tommy Merlin, but not too far behind, that is, with 45.54. Still all to play for, and we'll be back as soon as we've got more results. Thank you very much.
I keep staring at that picture of us when I'm faded. All the memories, did you throw them away? Are you jaded? 'Cause I wouldn't blame you if you were. No, I wouldn't blame you if you were. Who's gonna save me now? Oh, when I fall apart. Who's gonna call my name? Oh, when my mind is dark. Who's gonna take your place now that I let you down? Who's gonna save me now? Who's gonna save me now? Oh, when I fall apart. Who's gonna call my name? Oh, when my mind is dark. Who's gonna take your place now that I let you down? Who's gonna save me now? Who's gonna save me When you held me, yeah, you kept all my pieces together. So without you, I'm a mess. Seems like you're doing better. 'Cause I wouldn't.
No one else will dance with you. I'll dance with you, buddy. It's okay.
If you are,
Quiet. That's my favorite toggle.
I wouldn't blame you if you were.
Come on, you're only on TV with San Andreas. It's okay. Come on to the dance floor.
Who's gonna save me now? Oh, when I fall apart. take your place,
to
now
show
that I let you down. Who's gonna save
my amazing dance moves.
Who's gonna save me now? Oh, when I'm falling apart. Who's gonna call my name? Oh, when my beat is done. Who's gonna take your place now that I let you down? Who's gonna save me now? Who's gonna save me? Who's gonna save me now? Who's gonna save me now? When I'm falling apart. Who's gonna call my name? Oh, when my beat is done. Who's gonna save me Who's gonna save me now?
Yes. There you go, Ricky. And Speckles. There you go. See, now we're getting it. Now we're getting people.
We're dedicating this dance to Billy. We
Very
dedicated the
good.
dance.
We love Billy.
Stranded in the open,
Jeremy, you've been summoned to dance. Come in.
dried out
Brother Jeremy, come dance with us.
sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
Jeremy? What are you doing?
Bust a move, Jeremy.
Come in.
Come on, Billy Jeremy. Come bust
There we
me.
go. Come on. James is giving 10 grand for best dance. Come on. All that juicy speaker money.
still wake up on your pillow in the morning. Liked it better when your head was laying on it. Instead of
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another set of ballots in, and this time we have 2 confirmed seats. This is a very, very exciting time, I've got to say. And we'll start off with, we'll go from bottom to top just to make it a bit more anxious. John Coronado with 13.51%. Delsin Locke with 14.44%. Erica Exeter Blue with 16.04%. And now that leaves only 2. So your guaranteed candidates for this term, Maximilian von Karma and Parker Baker. In terms of the governor, it's still all to play for the governor's race, where we have, and bear in mind, we haven't counted all the ballots yet. We're only up to 39%, whereby, well, Owen Kandinsky's still taking a lead with 56.46. Tommy Merlin still trailing behind, but still quite close. It's still all to play for with 43.54. So we'll go into a quick interview now. I know Parker Baker's over here. So ladies and gentlemen, your state representative for this term, Parker Baker.
Hello, people.
Parker, why don't we take a seat?
Yo, it's Michelle.
So true, so true. All right, well, excellent. You know, I've got to say, very, very pleased to hear that my own son has secured a seat in legislature. How do you feel?
Anxious, but very happy to see your baby boy all grown up.
That's it, very much the case. You know, I can't say, you know, from my own term, you know, a lot of difficulty there, but to see that you've, in spite of my moaning, you've decided to take it up, I've got to say my hat is off to you. So, what are your main goals going into office this term?
Well, I mean, the main goals are just to make the people happy, for the most part. I mean, can't please everyone, but I do want to make sure that all the promises I made, such as the RICO bill, the working with SAMS and the psych bill, and reworking the Victims' Rights Act with DHS and so on. I want to make sure that all gets done, and then kind of just go from there, see what needs, you know, go on a deeper level, see what needs done.
Absolutely.
And hear from the people.
Love to hear it. You know, we do love a communicator. So many representatives say they're a big communicator, and then we get radio silence. I'm glad to hear that, you know, you're going to commit to that today. You know, it's a great thing to see. So with that, you know, let's hear about some of the people. You know, no man is an island when it comes to running for high office. Who are the people that supported you during your campaign? And don't say me.
Oh, well, yeah, you're a very clear supporter. But I mean, outside of that, it was just Tommy Merlin, Nathan Windwalker. They were 2 people that very much encouraged me to continue on this path. Obviously, those being current runner-ups for the governor and lieutenant governor position. I mean, outside of that, there was just an overwhelming amount of support from people that I was not expecting.
Love to hear it. Fantastic. And, you know, you certainly ran a good campaign. I've got to say, you know, some of your ads, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I tried. I do have to thank Daria Volkova for them. She did an amazing job with the photos and just design in general. So, hands off to her.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, you know what? Now that you finally managed to take office, do you have anything to say to your constituents at home?
I mean, just thank you for the opportunity. I hope I can do good and, you know, stand by what I've put it forward as my platform, and hopefully at least come close to a second runner-up to the 2 terms that you stood as.
Absolutely fantastic. We love to hear it. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, your new state representative for the 13th Congress, Parker Baker.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank
I'm so
you.
sorry. I'm so very sorry.
One with the sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This time we don't have another set of ballots, but we do have a very, very exciting interview lined up. So I'd like to extend an invitation for the incumbent governor, Jeremy Barbant, the lieutenant, the 11th governor, my apologies, of San Andreas. Come up. Firstly, I'll apologize for calling you after your deputy.
You're all good. Hello.
Hi,
How's it
Jeremy.
going?
I'm very well, thanks.
Go.
So why don't we take a quick seat? So, Jeremy, excellent term. What do you have to say? I know we've all seen the yeets about how the past 2 terms in office have gone. Let's hear your thoughts. In short, last
In short,
hurrah.
it's hard to put into words. The overwhelming support, the amount of change, the outlook on what a governor should be and is. Every single department head, every single citizen of San Andreas has been nothing but kind and supportive, and it has made a journey that I thought would be incredibly hard to undertake just an absolute pleasure to be part of, and it's something that I will look back on with fondness and enjoy anytime I think about it.
Absolutely fantastic. I've got to say, you were an extremely popular governor. 86% approval rate with 0% disapproval. How
Right.
did you do it? Let's hear what's your secret, so to say?
I'll reiterate what I said to Bill Smith when I was first running. I had this rapport with people for 2.5 years at this point, along with my time, or at the current moment, or previous moment, Wyatt McKenzie, who was well known throughout the state as well, as people that would help people. And I remember saying to Bill Smith, I have helped you during your darkest of times. Let me help you lead into a brighter days, basically, to be the hand to take and to grab that can show change. And I think that positive attitude, that genuineness, really struck a chord with people and made them realize that, hey, this is someone that I can get behind, and a group that I can get behind that wants to do change and revitalize the government. And I think we did that in spades.
Absolutely, I've got to agree. Not just because I'm a member of your party, but so on that topic actually of parties, what made you go for, well, now state representative elect Maximilian von Karma?
Yes, von Karma had a number of conversations with him before he decided to run, and during those conversations I realized, hey, this is someone that wants to continue a trend within the Lighthouse Party that brings revitalization, stability, energy to the House of Representatives or the legislature that is needed, and that I think always is in need of that push or that kick. For us last term, it was you. You are a face that was excited to get in there, excited to make change and to be a part of that. And now looking at
It's sagged. Now it's completely sagged. I'm
that's
exhausted.
fine.
I've got crow's feet.
It's absolutely fine. And with Karma, it's the same thing. There was a number of different candidates that I think also fit that bill with this election, which is fantastic. I love seeing that, this revitalization within politics. It makes me happy. It makes me excited to see what the future lies. And for this term, it was von Karma that called out to me.
Absolutely fantastic. So it's still all to play for. We've still got one last seat in the legislature.
Yeah.
Governorship, that office is still open. What would you say to these 2 candidates as one set of them head into office?
You are a governor for everyone. You are not a governor for a specific group or a certain sect or whatever you may think it might be. And that at times requires you to make hard choices that you may not be a fan of or fully agree with or do, but to be genuine to who you are while being the person that everyone voted for. That is the line that you walk, and it is at time a very fine line, but it is still there. and I believe that both candidates can achieve this goal or these rules that are in place. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish the two individuals or two sets of groups that are running the best of luck, and I am excited to, at least for the week, I suppose, before I leave office and before the inauguration, to show them around, show them the ropes, and lead into a smooth transition of the changing of the guard.
No, that's it. That's exactly what I've been saying, really. The changing of the guard, or the entire time I've been speaking about this, it very much is one of those circumstances. So, actually, last thing I'd like to ask is,
Sure.
do you have any suggestions in terms of pitfalls, any mistakes that you might have made that you could advise them to sort of skirt as they go into office before they make it themselves?
I don't know about mistakes. I will say there will be disagreements at times, no matter what you are hoping for, what you think. Even with my own executive team, we had some disagreements on some things, and yet it was the wantingness to still work together and find the solution and the resolution to make the state a better place and to uphold not only that, but the Constitution and the outlook of what it means to be the executive. You're going to have people that say different things. You're going to have people that want different things. Do what you think is right. Be who you genuinely are, and be the governor. That is the true essence of what it means. And at times you might want to be appeasers, or you might want to be try to stick out more and try to be like go against the grain. Do what you think is right. And I feel like when you follow that ideology or that mindset, you become who you are. And people want a governor who is them, who is genuinely them, and not just a governor. Be who you are.
Excellent. So very much a case of, in times of division, be the force of unity.
Correct.
Excellent. Okay, well, do you know what? I don't think there's a better line to end on there. Ladies and gentlemen, your current governor, the 11th governor of San Andreas, Jeremy Barbant.
Thank you, James.
I'm flesh and bone. I get emotional. I know to stay afloat. Head up so I don't lose my hope. I wear my scars like the legend on it. Staring right in the face. And if I fall, there's always tomorrow. I'ma make the best of today. I just keep on smiling through the madness. I can light a match in my darkest days. I keep bouncing back, my skin's made elastic. Keep smiling, smiling, smiling. Open up my heart to all the chaos. If it knocks me down, I won't be faced. Gravity can flip my smile, but it takes practice. Keep smiling, smiling, smiling. I just keep on smiling through the madness. Smiling, smiling, smiling. Open up my heart to all the chaos. If they knock me down, I won't be faced. Gravity can flip my smile, but it takes practice. Smiling, smiling, smiling. Here for the ride. Onwards and upwards every time. Hands to the sky. I close my eyes, I'll be alright. I wear my scars like the bedroom on it. Staring right in the face. And if I fall, there's always tomorrow. I'ma make the best of today. I just keep on smiling through the madness. I can light a match in my darkest days. I keep bouncing back, my skin's made elastic. Keep smiling, smiling, smiling. Open up my heart to all the chaos. If it knocks me down, I won't be faced. Gravity can flip my smile, but it takes practice. Keep smiling, smiling, smiling. I just keep on smiling through the madness. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste stocks energy. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 40 clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. This time we have an elimination. So, with two of our remaining representatives holding 20.31 and 16.44 respectively. Unfortunately, Representative John Coronado has been eliminated from this race. And we have Erica Exeter Blue leading with 20.31 and Delsin Locke very closely behind her with 16.44. Now, the momentum has completely shifted on the gubernatorial election race, where now Tommy Merlin is in the lead, but it is a very, very narrow lead, now with 52.11% versus Owen Kaninsky's 51.85. We're still at only 48.5% of the total ballots, so there is still so much to play for. This could all shift. As you know, we'll come in with new news as soon as we get it from the Electoral Commission, but stay tuned. This race is getting exciting. And thank you very much, everyone.
feeling like it did right at the start, like the first time. The light that hits your face, the silhouette that's burned into my eyes. I know so much. We're already gone. You're in that shifting as we fall into each other's gaze. Take me in your hand so I can keep you close. And everywhere you go, and everywhere you go, it's all inside of you. You'll never be alone. And you took my hands, everything was colored in light, and then we combined. We're already gone. You're where the light is, shifting as we fall into each other's gaze. Take me in your hand so I can keep you close. And everywhere you go, and everywhere you go, it's all inside of you. You'll never be
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an interview this time. I'm going to spring it on her, and more than likely she doesn't know this is going to happen. We have another former governor here. This time, the 10th governor of San Andreas, Quinn Lilligard Marino. Come up here.
Well, hi.
How are you doing?
No longer Lilligard, just Marino.
Just Marino. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's on me. My sincerest apologies.
No, it's all good.
Excellent. Okay, why don't we take a seat? So, firstly, let's hear a little bit about what you've done since your time in office. What have you been up to?
Oh, well, I went back to Public Works and I've made my way up to team leader within the government department, helping the new operators learn how to operate semi-trucks and just general PW things.
Excellent. So out of one type of public service and into another, really?
Pretty much, yep.
Fantastic. Okay, so you came in during a very, very turbulent time, after the impeachment of Governor Ella Brightstar. What would you say was the best thing that you could do during that time to stabilize the state? Because you very much did pave the way for Jeremy to be able to walk in and Manfred start work straight away. And he had a lot of stabilizing to do. I'm not gonna play that down. But what did you do to be able to, make sure that you were similarly leading the state to be able to make sure that it was in a good place?
I don't have the best memory. I do remember vaguely being approached in regards to a bill that needed to be shut down for the time being, which I'm assuming has gone through. Not sure yet. I just kept my head up and kept public throughout the remainder of my term, more than Celebrate started.
Yeah, that's it. You know, you know, I certainly don't envy you. You know, I'd imagine moving into the lieutenant governor position, you weren't expecting something like this to happen. So yeah, what you know, how have you you know, Grant, you know, you've moved into public works and all that, but you've got the experience of being a you know, a governor. What would you say to these, you know, this future governor that we have potentially right here in this room?
Well, my biggest advice is to keep your head up. Don't let the minority of people that may speak out against you run you down. You are only capable of doing the best that you can do, and it's up to you to be the best that you can be.
Excellent. And what I asked this question to Governor Barbant, but what would you say were the biggest pitfalls that you think they should avoid? Sort of like anything that you think, oh God, that wasn't great, side skirt that one. What would you say about that?
Well, first off, don't aim a gun at the judge. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, very much so. I think the incumbent Chief Justice would very much agree with that, and we're getting a thumbs up. So absolutely. Excellent.
Apart from that, just keep around. Don't go silent. People tend to get upset about complacency.
That's it, very much so. And what would you like? Is there anything you'd like to be able to say outside of that? You know, anything you'd like to be able to say to the public or to any of our candidates? You know, be they in the legislature or in the going for the executive.
I wish all of you the most luck that you can get from a single person. It's going to be a lot to take on, but if your heart's in it, you'll do a great job.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Just so I'm right, Quinn Marino, right? I don't want to risk making that blunder again. Excellent. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Thank you very much, Governor, to the 10th Governor of San Andreas, Quinn Marino.
I can be your satellite. Ooh, I can be your satellite. Ooh, I can be your satellite. If you look into the sky, I can be your satellite.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another count from the Electoral Commission. So there's been no change between the candidates, but I can assure you the votes have shifted substantially in the gubernatorial race. So right now we have Tommy Merlin leading with a total vote of 62.75% of the vote against Owen Kandinsky's 37.25. Bear in mind, we've only counted 75.25% of the ballots so far. We still have a lot more to go through. This race can still change. We then got Erica Exeter Blue still in the lead with 20.31 and Delton Locke with 19.44. So we're still very much moving through, and you know, this race is still up in the air. So we'll do a quick interview, actually, straight away. This time we're going to go for, as Bill Smith would say over and over again, I'm going to steal his title that he bestowed upon the Chief Justice of San Andreas, the Judge of the Summer, the tobacco salesman, as he consistently refers to himself when he's pulled over by the police, Chief Justice Rajesh Gupta.
Hello.
Oh, hang on, we changing seats this time. Take a seat. Take a seat. So, Raj, how are you doing today?
I'm doing splendid, James. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. You know, first time doing this. You know, we're getting a bit of nerves, but we're getting through it slowly. Let's see what the people in Yeta are saying at the end of this. I'm sure I'm being absolutely shredded, but one
You're
can
doing
hope.
great. Don't
Thank
worry
you so
about
much.
it.
Thanks so much. So I know you can't comment on the political race so far, but how do you think the candidates have done in terms of their campaign? Not any one candidate, but in terms of what you've seen.
I think it's been interesting. I have been around a little bit less the past couple of weeks than I usually am. So I haven't had the opportunity to see as much super recently, but in the beginning there was definitely a decent amount of campaign materials being out there. I think it's fantastic to see, give the voters more information about your platform and what each candidate stands for. So I've been pretty happy to see that. I do think there's room for more, but that's always could be said.
That's very, very true. That's always true. You know, there's so many hours in the day, and there's so many hours you can do for campaigning before you go absolutely mental.
That is true.
So, let's turn to the your arena, your bread and butter, the legal system. How are we doing over there? You know, I'm a practitioner, but how are we doing on the bench? You know, is there anything going on there that's new and exciting?
Well, the bench is pretty cool. The judiciary is doing rather well. We have a good amount of judges. We might be getting a couple new ones here in the near future too. At the moment, a very interesting and exciting thing is, as I'm sure many people have seen posted everywhere, we are hiring new court clerks. Very exciting. If you're interested, feel free to contact any judge or clerk around or apply on the government website. Very, very cool job. Get to help out the legal system, make an hourly paycheck, and see the background of how the court system's run. It's very cool. Other than that, we're also always bar exams are always being issued. We could always use more lawyers. And again, I'm sure you can tell the fine people out there, James, that laws is not only interesting, but there's some good money in it too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I really do appreciate that, Chief Justice.
You're very welcome. I mean, listen, you didn't pay for that suit with your state rep money.
No, that's very, very true. But yeah, so in terms of the you were saying about clerks and things. I know that there's been a bit of a shift there, hasn't there, in terms of sort of like who's eligible. I understand that lawyers can be now too.
Yes, we are also accepting private attorneys. So if you're a government to work on the side, of course, there's obviously you wouldn't be able to click on things relating to your cases or your firm, but we are accepting those. Yes, I know. It's very, very unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're a government, an attorney that works for the government, DOJ or PDO, then you cannot, unfortunately. That is government-wide rules. But private attorneys we are accepting. So if you're interested, you're a private attorney, you wanna work as a clerk as well, feel free.
Absolutely excellent. And you know me, Raj, there's a very, very good chance that I'll end up right back at the judiciary as I was last year, if you recall, as your faithful clerk for some time.
Exactly. You'll be right at your rightful place, right by my side, James. We'll reunite just like we will at the singing of the national anthem in a week.
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very excited for that, to be honest. The inauguration, don't forget everyone, myself and Raj will be singing the anthem again. Cover your ears, but don't forget that will most certainly be happening. So Raj, we've spoken about this quite a lot. Do you have any sneak peeks for everyone in terms of the 2027 country album that we'll be releasing?
I've been thinking about this a lot. And I think currently we're thinking about either country roads or timber is the two that we're discussing really deeply, which we want to cover. I'm personally a timber man myself, but you know that it's in the works. It's in the works. Nothing solid to announce yet.
No, it's very, very true. Well, you know, we certainly gave them a sneak peek at the Sabbath party where we decided to belt out California Girls, which
We
unfortunately
sure did.
resulted in some bad outcomes for me.
We sure did. Maybe we should do that now, James. What do you say?
Do you want to do that now?
Do it.
No,
No, I don't
no.
think
Maybe
so.
we'll
I
leave
don't
that
think
for
so.
later. Maybe for later.
Maybe another time. Yeah, next Sabbath
Yeah.
party. Make sure you get bar certified so that you can attend. We'll do it again.
Exactly. Very good. See, exactly. Perfect
That's it.
marketing.
Yeah, so good. We did a great job, Raj. Well done.
We did.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining me up here, Raj. I really do
Of
appreciate
course.
it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Justice of San Andreas, Rajesh Gupta.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Desert might begin the end of us. We're hopeless holding on till we turn the dust. Fever dreaming of this feeling, believing golden lights. But watch the dark clouds cover the sun. The shadows keep on following us till the hourglass runs out of sand. It's you and me here in the wasteland. Here in the wasteland. Here in the wasteland. Here in the wasteland. Watch the dark clouds cover the sun. The shadows keep on following us till the hourglass runs out of sand. It's you and me.
San Andreas, I love you. You're all beautiful people. Okay, I'm going back to corner.
You could ask.
ladies and gentlemen, we're here with another interview. This time with, we hear a lot about the governors, but this time we got to hear about their second half, really. The second most important executive seat in the cabinet. Well, let's talk about our lieutenant governors. So I have two right here. So we have Dr. Jax Hendricks and Wyatt Mackenzie. Can you come up, guys? Unfortunately, we've got a bit of trouble here. Well, we might not have enough space, but we're going to try and make it work.
Oh no, James. We'll squish in.
Oh yeah, we're all good.
All gonna hang
We're
out.
all
Oh
friends
yeah,
here.
we sure are.
Excellent. There we go. So, you two, it's amping up to be quite a good race here. We still don't know who the governor is yet, but seeing you both here is really, really, really great, and I'm glad that you've taken the time. Thank you so much. So we'll go in firstly with a nice, easy question. What would you say was the highlight of your time as a lieutenant governor?
Oh, wait, want to go first?
Ooh, there was a lot of good moments. It was very nice for us to approach the executive with a new open mind. And I really enjoyed that about our first term. Things were very fresh, and there was a lot of momentum going. And I think just overall, that's what I enjoyed the most. And that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I think we got a lot of things done that first 4 months. I think that it really shaped the governor role more than any previous term has or any governor has. We saw the highest approval ratings and all that kind of stuff. And it was a relatively very good term. There was no impeachments, so I think that's a very good, good
we
thing
love
to
that.
have.
We love that,
So,
Slay.
yeah.
Excellent. Now, how about yourself, James?
Oh God.
Sorry, I sort of sprung this on you.
No, you're all good. I had the fortunate experience of starting my political career as chief of staff, then secretary of state, and then when Wyatt left us, lieutenant governor. So I'm very fortunate to have been able to experience almost every single part of the executive branch and its different functions. I don't know. I think one of my favorite things was just continuing what Wyatt started as lieutenant governor, which is an active, proactive lieutenant governor, which we haven't really seen previously. It's a rare thing to see a governor and a lieutenant governor as equally as responsive and active in their positions as we were fortunate enough to be. So definitely just being in as amazing team as we had was a massive privilege all on its own.
Yeah, no, honestly, that sounds absolutely great. I'm surprised neither of you mentioned any of the fantastic parties you've thrown. Citizen Exemplary Awards. They were certainly something I would have had up there.
I cannot take credit for that. That's Jeremy all the way.
It's a whole team thing, I'd imagine. So, JJ, you said, I called you Jax earlier. That is not very me. We'll go with JJ because that's what I'm used to. Throw away all the professionalism to some degree. What would you say really was, would you say the transition was particularly hard from your other roles into different roles? So, as you said, you jumped from chief of staff to secretary of state to lieutenant governor. What would you say, what would you say was the hardest part of that transition? Do you think you transitioned quite well, or?
It was fun. I mean, I'm grateful again that we had a full team going in. The lovely Winifred Baker was our Secretary of State in our first term, and so when I went to move into Secretary of State, she had laid out, the ground of what a Secretary of State should look like and how they should perform and how things needed to be presented. So every transition I had was extremely smooth because the person before me had done so well in it that I had the groundworks already laid out.
Absolutely excellent. And Wyatt, you've gone, from what I've heard, you've gone back to Dockle. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I have. I said about a year ago that I'd never go back to Dockle, but here we are a year or so later. The team over there is really good. They've done a lot of good things in the last year, really trying to make things more efficient and simple, and really bring us back to the basics of business. I'm pretty excited. I'm helping out here soon with the auditing team, so there should be more audits coming for all of you lovely business owners. Really getting them books under control and things like that. Excited to see just the team grow and develop and really see where Dockle heads in the next year or so. It's a lot of businesses and it's a lot of things to wrangle, but it's a very rewarding career. So
Excellent, fantastic. You know, recently I've dealt with Dockle myself, and I've got to say nothing but good things. You know, from Serena and George. So you know, I've got to say, from my perspective, you know, fantastic experience.
They've done amazing. And, it's been a very good, very good team up there.
Yeah, excellent. I'm glad to hear that you guys are going from strength to strength, and I hope we see more as you as you continue in that role. So JJ, you know, what's next for you? You know, leaving government. You know, let's hear what your plans are for the future.
I like to keep myself busy, and executive certainly did that. So I've put some things in place to kind of continue keeping that momentum in my life. Currently, I'm a private practice therapist under Helena Wren, who's fantastic. So that's something I'm super excited to do. But also, and something that our Chief Justice mentioned, is I'm going to go be a court clerk as well, as my government job. And then, of course, I have my personal business.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds great. You know, to hear that chances are we'll be working in the same office. Sounds absolutely great to me. Let's hear if you shout at me. Let's hear if you shout at me about communication in this role in the same way you did during my time in the legislature. Excellent. So, we'll actually go back to you, Wyatt, if I may.
Sure.
So, you know, the debates normally have a lot of references to Dockle in them. I know during my debate cycle there was. This time, you know, not really much. You know, this time I think, you know, I don't think there was hardly any mention of them during this debate. What do you think? You know, do you think this is contributed to that win this time around?
Ooh, that's a good question. Usually the first one to the flame is Dockle. Dockle does a lot, but no one really realizes that it's there's more than just you in the business world. There's 398 others. I think that a large part of what's helped is people realizing that and becoming aware that they're not the only ones. And maybe you want to open a restaurant, but there's also hundreds of other people that are waiting in that same line and really are eager for that. So I think the patience has gone a long way. I think outside of that, Dockle has built a very strong team and has built policies, and they have a lot in the pipeline to really help refine that. The joke used to be, you know, Dockle's a unicorn. You never see them, but you pretty often see them. Maybe not every day, maybe not 24/7, but if you need Dockle, generally you can find them pretty quick. And that started with the work of Charlie Baker, and that's grown with George. And I think it's just a mix of people understanding and being more compassionate towards Dockle in conjunction with just the strong leadership we've had, and the change of ideas from me and Charlie to George and Serena, and just seeing how things continue to progress.
Excellent, absolutely excellent. I've got to say, you know, I agree. I don't think a day's gone past that I haven't seen that bloody skylight coming on.
And now you know you can't really miss the Dockle now. There's always the light when you need them. So
yeah, that's it. You can see it from every single point in the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much the case. So we'll come back to the politics for my last question. You know, we'll just go to the simple point. You know, obviously with the work the Lighthouse Pies, and we, you know, I think I can speak for all three of us when we say that we want the good work to continue, so the stability is brought to the state. What would you say is the best advice, not necessarily to the governors, but to the lieutenant governors, you know, being in those roles? What would you say is the best advice you can give them?
Ooh. I'm going to say the word that everyone has heard me say 1,000 times over, and will continue to hear me say, which is communication. Communicate with your governor, help your governor communicate with others, ensure that that is put in place, that is not an option, that is the bare minimum. be there to support the governor, understand who you're working with, what are their faults, what are things that you need to help uplift them in. Understanding those things is going to be the pinnacle part of your job. Your job is support. In the event that the governor is not there for any reason, understanding the job well enough to be able to hold up while they are not there in their stead.
Absolutely fantastic. And what would you say, Wyatt?
I think I would say just be ready and willing to have those longer debates and those disagreements. I think 99% of the time me and Jeremy agreed on items, or even whenever I was SOS with Carmen, majority of the time we agreed, but when we didn't, it was definitely a moment to step back and really not evaluate your position, but really look at it from both sides and look at it from not the position of you as lieutenant governor or governor, but as an average citizen. How is this change or law or bringing this department head in? How is that really going to impact each individual? So I think just be ready for those disagreements. Be ready to really have those deep and almost personal conversations about the significant change you have over the state.
Absolutely excellent. Well, thank you so very much for chatting with me. You know, it's been a great pleasure to see the amount of work both of you have put into not only the Lighthouse Party, but to the state as a whole. You know, it really is a role of difficulty, really, because you are very much acting from not necessarily within the shadows, but certainly in the background. And you know, without, you know, every governor does need that support. And I can speak from experience that Jeremy certainly had that support with the both of you. So I must thank you so much for your hard work over your respective terms.
No, absolutely, and thank you so much. It was a wonderful experience to work with you this term.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. Just this one, though. Last one was a nightmare. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, the two lieutenant governors of San Andreas for I think it was the 11th and the 12th sessions. Well, of the Congress anyway. Dr. Jax Hendricks and Mr. Wyatt McKenzie. Now, before we put the music up, I have this time another set of ballots come in. So this time we'll go with the. I'm going to hold this a little bit and put this on a little bit of a hook. So we'll announce the results of the state representative, the congressional campaign, and then afterwards we'll move on to the governor one after a brief interview. So I can say now, the third member of the legislature for this Congress, winning a total of the vote of 24.89%, Erica Exeter Blue. Come up here, Erica. It's time for your interview. I hope you're ready.
Hello there, James. It's good to see
there.
you.
Likewise, take a seat. Excellent. So, Erica, you've gotten in. How do you feel?
I'm quite excited to see what comes next. I'm quite excited to see what happens. Yes.
Excellent. You know, I've got to say, you know, it's one of these things that it's a very, very nerve-wracking time now. But I'm sure now that you've you've gotten through the hard part, let's say, now there's a harder part to follow.
I was about to say the hard part's only not quite begun. I still have to wait until I'm
inaugurated.
Yes, that's inaugurated, and then I can get to work. That's the hard part. Now's the time for celebration.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And you know, I'm sure you'll enjoy. I'm sure you'll absolutely agree that you will enjoy the singing of myself and the Chief Justice at the inauguration of the national anthem.
Don't worry, James. Don't worry. I'll put in a few requests for you both to sing.
Thank you so very much. I hope to see you Sabbath-certed at our next Sabbath party for the next song in our country album coming 2027. So we'll go into the debates a little bit. You know, a lot of the representative candidates made an awful lot of promises. You know, how do you plan on delivering the promises that you made at the debates?
Well, to recap, specifically what I stated in the debates, my two main goals are the loosening of drug regulations and the increase of employee protections and rights here in the state. I've already identified a number of things I want to look at, particularly in the area of employee rights. I'm already looking at things I want to do in terms of changing current builds. A couple of new builds I want to write. I know, James, you actually had something particular to point out to me during the debates itself, and I'm looking into seeing what I can do to implement the feedback you've given me there in what I do. But yes, I'm quite excited to see what's possible.
Absolutely excellent. Yeah, so with that, I'm sure we'll have plenty of meetings to be able to discuss how you can bring that those employee protections into the forefront. It's a very, very noble cause, really, to go for something like that. So I'm very, very much looking forward to how you will implement that. Well, that is, if it's even possible, but we'll certainly see. So what you mentioned the pledges that you made at the debates. Let's hear a little bit about what your other goals are. How do you what are your goals moving into office broadly?
Well, step one being getting a better knowledge of the people I'll be working with. All three of the candidates have been selected. I at least want to know who I'm working with on a somewhat personal level before I go off and do anything major. I'm not sure who said it during the debates, but someone said it. But the whole government works as a team, and so I'd like to at least get to know my quote unquote teammates before we move forward.
Excellent. Yeah, that's pretty much the way to look at it. Really, it is very much a lot of teamwork. In moving forward. So, I asked this question to Parker, so I'll ask it to you as well. Of course, no person is an island when we do these sort of campaigning. There is an awful lot of support needed, and there are a lot of unsung heroes. So, who were the people that supported you during your campaign?
The first one being right here in the audience, my dearest fiancée, Jessica. There's a number of other people here in the audience, certain members of SAF are also in the audience. I won't call out anyone by names, but you know who you are, and you know that you're here. A number of people in the general community at large. Again, the list of names is too large to give in the short time we have. Yes, a lot of people, really.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It often is the case, it can be so many people that we'd be here for like an hour. The entirety of this event would be spent giving thanks to people, but I'm sure they know who they are, and I'm sure they feel your thanks. So you know what? This is your moment now. You're about to head into office. You are a state representative elect. This is your moment. Do you have anything for the people at home and the people in the studio?
Stay tuned and stay alert.
Excellent. You heard it here first, folks. That'll do. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for representative candidate-elect. State representative-elect, I should rather say. Erica Exeter Blue.
Yeah. Hey.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on.
Hello, everyone. So, before we get into the gubernatorial race and the winner, the new governor, we'll firstly like to hear potentially something from Delsin Locke. Delsin, would you like to come up and give a concession speech? Ladies and gentlemen, Delsin Locke.
Thank
Why don't
you.
we take
Thank
a
you.
seat, really? If you want to give a concession speech.
All right. Well, that is not how you want to sit down. It's been a long week for me. You'll have to forgive me. So, just everybody just kind of chill, relax. You still got the governor vote count to taken care of. I just want to start things off. Congratulations to the other candidates, Parker, Maximilian, and Exeter. I believe you guys will do well. Overall, just remember what I said at the debates. Stay a team. Communicate. Focus on working together. Don't work against each other. Do that, and you'll be able to do great things for this state. And, we'll get them next time.
So can we expect to see you again?
I think you could do that. I may
absolutely,
even step up into a higher seat instead of state rep. You never know.
Oh, fantastic. Watch this space, folks. We haven't heard the end of Delsin Locke in politics. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Delsin Locke.
Yeah.
So now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Both sets of candidates have run an absolutely excellent campaign. It's been very, very difficult to be able to watch really these ballots come through and see what a roller coaster it's been. Really, it's a massive swing, and then afterwards, we're finally here at 100% of the ballots. So there were 231,469 ballots cast this election, and there can only be one governor. With 71.43% of the vote, ladies and gentlemen, your governor, Tommy Merlin. Yeah, Tommy!
Woo! Go Tommy!
Yeah.
Let's take a seat.
You
How
go,
are
Tommy!
You did it, Tommy!
Still a bit of a shock.
I knew you would.
That's my boy.
I'm so proud of you, Tommy Wami.
Oh dear, I'm struggling here.
I thought I was gonna be the one
Excellent.
struggling, James.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Go,
it.
Mommy,
It's been a
Tommy.
long day. It's been a long day. So, Tommy, you're here. How do you feel?
Relieved. I'm not gonna lie, I had a rough start at the beginning of this thing right now, and it's nice. It's nice to be sitting up here not giving a concession speech.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so, a very, very turbulent time in politics. You've been a state representative, going for the special election, and now here you are in the big chair, the absolute highest point in government, the governor. How do you feel moving in?
I feel like I have big shoes to fill. I have Jeremy is leaving like really big shoes to fill, and I just hope to make him and the Lighthouse Party proud in continuing the good work that they've done. They've worked very hard to restore the faith in both the executive and with you as their party member in Congress to just restore that faith, that stuff that was lost when I was a rep, with the amount of resignations we had, with the issues we had with then Governor Brightstar. And I just want to help continue to keep that faith going and work with the departments within the cabinet to ensure that we have that steady communication and that they can come to me with their issues, and that I will do everything in my power to make sure that their issues are addressed to the best of my abilities.
That's it. Absolutely excellent. Yeah. So, you finally got the big seat. Let's, I want to know a little bit more about what you plan to do. Are there any big parties ahead? 4th of July does fall within your term. You could throw a hell of a party. What are the plans for the next few weeks?
So I think finalizing things with my executive team, making sure that we have everybody ready to go, so that way the nominations are put forward the minute that I am sworn in, to make sure that we work closely with the legislature to make sure that bills that are being put forward are bills that have the appropriate departments being consulted with, that have the interest of the people of San Andreas front and center, to make sure it's something that is going to benefit everybody equally and not just any one set of people.
Absolutely fantastic. And, you don't go into this office alone. You go in with a dear friend of yours, don't you?
I do.
Actually, on that
just me.
topic, where is
Nathan, get
Nathan?
up here. Nathan,
Where
get
is
up
he?
here.
Can I see him? There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Windwalker, your Lieutenant Governor. Take a little seat in the middle, Nathan. Let's see if you can fit in the middle. Excellent. So how do you feel, Nathan? Obviously a big moment for you as well. It's not just Tommy that was on that ticket. Both of you are. How do you feel going into office?
I was a little nervous at first, like Tommy said. A little ecstatic now that things are set in motion, and the votes have been counted for and everything like that.
Oh yeah, and I've most certainly kept both of you on the edge of your seat as well. With
very much so. Yes.
This. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We got to keep some surprises. That's all. So both of you actually, we'll hear from both of you really. What would you say is the most the advice that you take to heart the most that you've heard tonight? Or has it all just been a blur? Because it's entirely possible it's been a blur. I know when I was going for my seat and I won, the whole evening was a blur. I don't remember anything. And that wasn't because I was drinking heavily. What would you say is the best advice you've heard this evening?
I think something that Jeremy said carries a lot of weight, which is you're a governor to all. You're not just the governor for one set of people, and to be that for everybody. I think something that you and JJ had addressed was communication, and just being willing to communicate with people, and making sure that we just hold true to all that.
Absolutely, that's the best way to be. It's just that simple. Being able to be that person to talk to, it's so invaluable. with that, actually, what are the main goals that you've got coming up? Can you give any main ones? I know you say that you want to continue the work, but is there anything in particular? Maybe a sneak peek in now, or do we have to wait and see?
Something we want to work on, and Parker brought this up during the debate, and he brought this up when he was making his acceptance speech and stuff. Work with DHS to try to address certain issues with victims' rights. Work with DOJ to do that. Find out what is going to simply be a policy SOP change and what would actually require legislation. That way we're not just legislating for legislation's sake. And we're actually making sure things aren't so cluttered and that things are just being talked about.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. It is very much the case that, reviewing that legislation and making sure you've got the right people. With Nathan at your side, you have got the right people. Nathan is an extremely capable legal mind. You've most certainly got the right man for the job for that. So you know what, this is, at the end of the day, this is both of your moment. This is potentially one of the biggest ones that you can get here in this state. Do you have anything to say for the people, at home and in the studio?
I want to thank them for putting their faith in us and trusting us to do this job, and that we promise to not let them down. Nathan, you got anything?
Well, I pretty much agree with what you just said, Tommy. I want to thank the people here in the state that took the time to go out and vote. May it not have been for us or maybe for the other candidates out there. It was a well-fought battle to get here. I just want to thank everyone that took the time and just cast their vote and participated in general. It is a good thing to do, and practice is, voice your opinions and vote for the people you think will represent what you want to bring here in the city.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you very much to the two of you. Ladies and gentlemen, the 12th governor of San Andreas and his lieutenant governor, Governor-elect Tommy Merlin and Lieutenant Governor-elect Nathan Windwalker.
Clap, 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 clap.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. There we have it. Those are your state representatives elects and your new governor of San Andreas. Be sure to be here for the inauguration event. Not only will you see some excellent candidates being sworn into office as we move forward, but you'll also be able to witness myself and Raj singing in front of you all for hopefully some applause. So I'd just like to give my thanks to our vendors. So as I said, security, the great people at SecuriServe, catering, Dirty Dogs, absolutely delicious. And then afterwards, our DJ, the excellent DJ Angel to my left. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad we finally gotten through this roller coaster. Hopefully Weasel will have me again. I don't think they will, but we can certainly hope. Please be sure to get as much food as you can from the vendors. It's absolutely fantastic. I really do encourage it. But yes, thank you very much, everyone, and a safe journey home. Good night, San Andreas.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes feel like a dynamite, ready to explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.